So you know what I was in the mood for last night?
I don't want to answer that.
We went and saw Babylon last night. Mm-hmm. A 3-hour movie. Late last night. And then Paul said, hey, did you watch Slumberland yet? And I went, no, I did not. And then he hit me with a guilt trip. Saying, you've been home, you said you haven't watched Babylon, well, you have to watch it. So
No. Last week I said, did you watch Slumberland?
Yeah.
Watch Slumberland because we're going to review it.
Yeah.
And then last night I said, did you watch Slumberland? No, but I watched 2 seasons of this other show.
No, I watched the second season of the show. I had already seen the first season, and it was really good. I'll get into that another time. But 1 o'clock in the morning was probably not the best time to watch this kids' psychological depression movie.
Is that what you?
Is that kind of
That's how you classify it?
I'd kind of. It's not really a happy kid movie. Let's start off with killing the father.
Okay, but
and then drowning the kid.
But you knew that when the father was leaving, he wasn't coming back.
Well, to me,
Well, yeah, it's like a Disney film.
To me, this was a Narnia story.
Yeah.
So you have fantasy movies.
Yes.
You have actual family movies, and then when you combine them together, you have this.
Yes. I don't know if the concept was like I like the concept. So the concept of the movie is when after all this happened and the girl falls asleep, she enters Slumberland, where it's like a fantasy. Her stuffed pig comes to life. She meets other characters. They can jump from dream to dream. And then when she comes back to reality, she remembers what was happening and can continue looking for clues and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Good concept. I just don't think the movie was fun enough.
Okay.
For a kid.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm saying it's a family movie, not necessarily a kid's movie.
Like, I would say, not a kid's movie, but like preteen, I think would really like this kind of a movie.
It's actually, instead of just fluff comedy and bizarre things like a cartoon, it's an actual movie that makes you think and dream.
Yes, except the story and the action in it is cartoony and like kid-like, like the car chase scenes and stuff like that. That's all.
Well, it's her dreaming, right?
I know, but it's not the dramatic thing that the rest of the movie is portraying. It's almost like
it's
Roger
escapism.
Rabbit type of thing, where everything is goofy and everything is like this.
Well, some of it is lighthearted. Not everything has to be like a fiery pits of hell depression.
No, I know, but I mean, like, you have a very serious topic, a girl dealing with the death of her father and stuff like that, mm-hmm. and they have the adventure, but that all of a sudden takes a giant step backwards, like sideways, where it's all light. They're trying to make it happy and exciting and colorful and everything like this. And then they go back to the depression again.
But remember what this is trying to do. This is trying to help her with her grief.
Oh, I know what it's doing.
So it's trying to bring her into happiness.
The key word here was trying. And I didn't...
Well, yes.
That's what I got from it.
I didn't get... The link was too drastic for me. The visuals were too drastic, is what I'm saying.
Well, I like... Maybe it's because you watched this at 1 o'clock in the morning and you were forced to.
Yeah, but I watched the whole thing.
Because this... Like, I'm watching it, and I don't know if it's necessarily geared towards me, but I found myself actually enjoying it. I thought the little girl actress was really well done. I thought the concept was really well done.
I think they're gearing it towards teenage girls, so you're the perfect demographic.
And the transition from her being detached from life and not wanting to go on and being in a place of darkness to meeting this character in the dreamland that is kind of quirky and brings her out of her shell, I thought they did a really good job.
And I will say that as far as like all the dream worlds that they put together, they did a better job with the dream world than Doctor Strange did with his alternate universes.
Yeah.
In the Multiverse of Madness.
Like those dancing flower petals, like that was pretty good effect for probably a low budget movie.
Don't know how low budget it was.
Now, Jason Momoa was the quirky character in the Dreamland, and he was there because he got stuck. He didn't know who he was in real life.
So he couldn't make his way back.
Now, what did you think of his portrayal of that character?
Well, let's put it this way. Every tough guy, big guy in the movies, I mean, he's Aquaman, he's from Game of Thrones, he's the main, the guy at the beginning of the Game of Thrones. Everyone has to do their kid-friendly family character. Arnold Schwarzenegger did it, The Rock did it in The Tooth Fairy. Every character does a character like this. Jackie Chan did it in My Babysitter. Does he have any more tough guy roles?
Yeah, okay,
is he quitting Aquaman from now on?
Other than your criticism about the kind of roles he's choosing now versus before, what did you think of his character in this movie?
So.
I thought he was fun.
I thought he was very Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that's exactly who he was. He was playing Johnny Depp.
Now, I was okay with everything, except when he's talking to an 11-year-old girl and he's saying, "You've never seen a sexy body like this." And that was a little out of place.
Yeah, and spoilers, when he turns out to be who he is, that makes it even creepier.
But he didn't know, right?
It doesn't matter.
And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I guessed it.
He wishes.
Very early in the movie, I guessed it.
I guessed it.
Oh, you mean since there's only 3 characters in the whole movie, you figured it out? He's a genius. I don't believe you because you didn't text me.
My wife is really good at this, and I guessed it before she did. So
all right.
All right. It was an okay movie to me. I will never watch it again. But that's typical of Netflix for me, for movies. I haven't rewatched The Atom Project. You know what I mean? I haven't watched The Rock and Gal Gadot. What was the one that they did the heist movie?
it was Red Notice.
Yeah.
Red Notice. I haven't rewatched that. So this is very typical of a Netflix film. I never rewatch them.
No.
It's very rare.
But I enjoyed this more than most of the Netflix films that I've seen.
Maybe it was the 1:30 in the morning.
I think it might have been.
It might have been.
Yeah, you seem a little bit...
I didn't hate the movie. To me, it was like,
Yeah,
all right.
But it sounds like you don't see anything redeeming about what you saw, and I thought it was a good movie.
No, it was well acted. There was no problem with that. I even like the brother in this movie. I know him from other movies, like Chris O'Dowd. But the movie to me just was sort of okay. It was just there. It wasn't great. The very kid-like flower scenes that you talked about were very impressive and everything. Yeah, okay. But I didn't care.
Yeah, well, you just watched a 3-hour movie, had a long drive home, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and this was about dreaming.
Yeah, and nightmares.
But as far as family movies that have some substance to them, I thought this was good. The little girl is Marlow Barkley, and she was in Spirited. I think she might be the new young girl up-and-comer. So I think we'll see her in more things.
All right. So these guys gave it a recommend. I said it was good. Okay.
It didn't sound like you were saying it was
No,
good.
it wasn't something that I wanted to see. It wasn't something that I was...
think you're judging it because, it wasn't... I'm not their target audience, and that's what.
Well, yeah, but I have to judge it by my enjoyment of the movie. It's like if you eat lobster, he doesn't like it.
Okay.
Everyone else in the world does.
50 years old, it's pretty good. 60 years old,
No, it just
you've crossed that line.
Yeah.
it's just to me. It was okay, well acted, interesting plot. The transitions back and forth, the comedy it didn't always work for me.
Okay, if you haven't seen it and you're in the mood for just a movie with substance that's not a lot of flash, I think this is a good thing to turn on.
If you have
on a Sunday afternoon.
If you have kids 13, 12, I think that's the perfect age group for this movie.
And if you're our age, then you're probably not going to watch it. All right.
Such a Scrooge.
Next time, we'll see you on the channel.